Hello. So I'm not fully in source at the moment, which is why I'm talking. When I am in source, it doesn't feel like a good idea. But hopefully this is helpful. It would have helped me some years ago. But it's only my experience, which life led me to. Um, so being my experience, it's limited. So, but hopefully it's helpful. Helpful guidance. Um, So synchronicity hasn't been a big player in my life, but there was a period of time when synchronicity was, and that was around the I am experience. And I had been through a very difficult period of my life and broken out and was given a book on the Ascended Masters by by a friend at the time. And I dived fully into it. And when I am reading literary works, I'm very good at getting a subjective experience. And so in no time I kind of hit peak ascension. Peak I am. And there isn't one. That's a good point to start with. There isn't. So if you think you're there, yeah, or if they think they're there, whoever you're concerned about, yeah. As in, there's no finish line. Um, but I felt an incredible sense of power and an incredible sense of truth. It really felt like truth. And that's a key point. It's a really interesting point. Whatever state we're in feels like truth. And we want to justify it. To a lesser example is when we're really angry with someone or angry with the world. We feel like we're in truth, and it's only later we look back and realize that it didn't help us, it didn't help anyone, usually. Um, that's a lesser example. This kind of feeling of truth was very strong. So was my arrogance. Well, ringing bells. So I I was seeing people stuff all around them, you know, in their field, energy field. I was interpreting stuff. I was meeting strangers and doing all sorts of crazy talks. And one girl I even jumped off a little cliff with and said, "There you are. We survived. There's a miracle for you." Um, ah, it was luckily it didn't go on too long because it went on until I went to visit an old client of mine who was the most beautiful old lady, a beautiful Christian lady who I used to give craniosacral treatments to. And she used to, after a treatment once, she took me in the garden and showed me the heart of a flower. And she said, "Look in the heart of that flower. That's how I know that God is love." And her only prayer was, "Show me the way." She was gorgeous. And yeah, so I went to see her, and I could see she was dying. And I said, "Oh, you're dying, and I'll see you through. I'll guide you through this." And she put two fingers up in the shape of a cross. She said, "Get out of my house, Satan." And the energy hit me, like physically hit me and moved me backwards, pushed me backwards. And it brought me right down to the place I needed to be. It really humbled me. And I looked back and I thought, I never want to go to that place again. But I was led to others in that space. So next I was led to a hermit. I was looking for a hermitage at the time, and I lived with this hermit for a short while. Talk about split personality. So half of her I was completely in love with, in the sense that um, it was just like home, you know. She talked to flowers, she talked to the spirits of flowers, and it was like, yeah, this is up my street. I can live with you. Not as a lover, not in love with her that way. Just you know, heart. Yeah, this is home feeling. But then she'd flip into the ascended masters, and she'd be channeling all sorts of stuff. She was, I'm right. Um, very, it's very left-brained enlightenment. Yeah, not right-brain balanced. That was my experience of a few of them, a few of us who've been in that space. And it's very, I know, this is the truth. And as I said earlier, you know, there's a lovely saying, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? It's a lovely saying. Um, I don't know. This is just me sharing my experience, but I was led by synchronicity to her afterwards and then to another two people. And my take on it, what I've learned from it, is there is a part of the psyche or the universal mind or the left hemisphere, whatever you want to call it, ego, whatever, that can get in there and almost patent it or something. But and it can feel very real. But also try saying I am in different languages and feel the vibration, because the English words came from the Germanic Ich bin, about 200 or 300 years old. And English ancestors or Celtic ancestors didn't have those words, yeah, which is interesting. And leads me to Stephen Levine, beautiful Buddhist meditation teacher. The closest experience to source, in my experience, that you can come to on the journey is sitting in the am. And that's Stephen Levine's teaching. Stephen Levine recommends to sit in the am, and it brings you very close. It's beautiful. And looking in the eyes of Ramana Maharshi, looking in the eyes of Anahatama, is that how you pronounce her name? Sri Ma. If you look up Sri Ma, beautiful. You really see it. People like Dilgo Rinpoche. So many lovely people. And the experience is like expansive, so beautiful, unconditional, light, sky, love. And you begin to realize things like why there's free will. Because there is no other way. And love, pure love, free will is freedom in the purest sense. But wow, yeah, it's hard, the journey, the earth journey, when there is free will. But what a gift. What a gift. It's the hardships that can make us stronger. It's certainly the hardships that brought me to experience Source finally. And also Sri Ramana Maharshi, who really, really helped, really gifted me with that beautiful tip of the iceberg experience Um, it's so beautiful, so perfect. Um, so sitting in the trying in Sanskrit, the I am in different languages. It's interesting that not long before Ramana Maharshi passed over, he was advising people to look behind the I am. And why not? It's not a bad idea. It certainly helped me looking behind the I am. Why wouldn't you? That's quite interesting that he did that towards the end. Maybe he began to realize some people can get caught in something else, which is in the guise of. So I hope this has been helpful, and all my love, my beautifuls. Bon voyage, and yeah, loads of love.